I know you're friends with Coach Calipari. The story now, there's a lot of pressure and a lot of conversation about Coach. What was your conversation like after the game?
This is Sharp Money with Patrick Meagher on VSiN, the sports betting network.
America, in an instant, found out who Oakland University is. And the Golden Grizzlies beat the bluest of blue bloods, Kentucky, 80-76. For one man, it's been 40 years in the making, and he joins us now, Oakland Golden Grizzlies head coach Greg Kampe. And, Coach, I'm going to start here. You don't know this, but when Oakland wasn't in the tournament for years now, you gave us time, and now that you're prominently in the news, you give us more time. So thank you very much and welcome to the program.
I'm glad to be back, but I'm more glad to be back in the tournament. I'll tell you that for sure.
You were emotional after the game. You said prior to the win over Kentucky, you didn't think in your 40 years at Oakland it was going to be your biggest win. And then it set in, Coach, and you said, you know what? This is the biggest win.
Absolutely. The biggest stage against the biggest blue blood, prime time, CBS, 7 o'clock at night, everybody watching. And look, I'm on your show now talking about it. So obviously it's that was our 14th Power 5 win. But I didn't do your show after the other 13. So I think that shows you right there how big this was.
14th Power 5 win. 2000 is when you became D1. Remember back in the day with the Pioneers, now the Golden Grizzlies, and you beat a team that has 8 national championships and the most wins in college basketball history. It's not bad.
Yeah, a good day at the office, right? Jack Goelke kind of had an interesting night. Trey Townsend was pretty dominant down the stretch, and the whole world now knows who Jack Goelke is. It's life-changing.
I hope you know this, Coach. So I went to Adams, which is a mile down the road from Oakland. I graduated from Oakland.
Yeah.
Oh, you do remember. Oh, my God.
Hell yeah.
You just made my day.
Yeah.
You just made my day.
I've talked to you 3 or 4 times about it. So
why are you the best guy?
Old,
you know who texted me today? Bob Wojnarowski.
Who?
And he said, Bob Wojnarowski wrote a great article about you in the Detroit News. I hope you read it. And he said, Greg Kampe is a great coach, but a better person.
That's high praise from Bob. So I appreciate that.
My mom was emotional as well. You got mom crying. Okay, let's talk about Jack Goelke, and we'll talk about some of these guys. 32. He had 10 3-pointers on 3 dribbles last night, Coach. Let America know about Jack Goelke.
Well, if he would have taken 5 dribbles, he would have probably had about 5 more turnovers. So we're glad he only dribbled it 3 times. But, yeah, he's very efficient in what he does. We run him off a lot of screens. He has the ultimate green light, always will when he's playing for me. And besides that, he's an unbelievable young man, just a great, great young man. So good things happen to good people, and last night it happened for him.
Trey Townsend, the senior Horizon Player of the Year. His dad, Skip, played for you. It's got to feel good.
Oh, it's unbelievable score. I told Skip, he's the best recruit in my life because not only did I get 4 years from him, I got 4 years from his kids. So that was the best recruiting money we ever spent.
Blake Lampman,
Skip was not
a walk-on.
Skip was not the player
no offers from
either.
Oh, he wasn't. No offers for Lampman from any other school. He's going to end up leaving your program as the all-time leader in games played. Help us understand the kid.
Well, you talk about great young man. He's one of the, I've had a lot of teams, as you know. I've had a lot of great leaders, and he's ranked right up there in the top when you talk about the great leaders. And I'll tell you what, if we win one more game, he'll probably go down as the greatest leader because this will go down as our greatest team ever. But that's what he is. He's been struggling with injuries. He had a tough time last night, but he made some great defensive plays for us. And his leadership on the floor and his leadership in the huddles, you just can't measure that, what he does. And just a smart player, but more importantly, again, a great young man. We seem to be saying that a lot about these kids, but when you win like we're winning, they usually are, right?
Progressive guest line, Greg Kampe. Thrilled to have him. Coach, 37 seconds to go when DQ Cole hit that 3 in the corner. I literally, it was kind of an out-of-body experience. Take us on the sideline. What'd you think?
I was thinking, Rockets, you better pass it. And instead of forcing up a bad shot as the shot clock was going down, he found DQ in the corner and he buried it. And he would have never got the shot if Rocket Watts hadn't, had the wherewithal to understand that where he was not a position he could force up a bad shot, and he got it to DQ, and, man, cold-blooded. He just knocked it down.
The zone was awesome last night. I know you're friends with Coach Calipari. The story now, there's a lot of pressure and a lot of conversation about Coach Calipari. What was your conversation with him after the game?
Well, it's, I don't ever want to see him lose, and he doesn't ever want to see me lose. So it's tough. Somebody had to lose, and I think the world thought it was going to be us, and I'm sure he did too, but it didn't work out that way. So, I just tried to be as gracious as I could and humble as I could, and he was unbelievably gracious, said all the, unbelievable things to me, and I kept my mouth shut. I wasn't in a position to talk. I was thankful, and, we beat maybe the best program in the country and one of the best coaches in the country. And so you just keep your mouth shut, you're humble, and you're happy it happened. And then I feel sorry for him with all the heat he's getting. He's a great, great coach, and he'll survive it, and they'll come back stronger.
Coach, 2 more questions, and I'll let you get back to it. 40 years at Oakland. I know you've been asked a million times why you haven't left. Every time I come home to see my family in Rochester, we drive by it, and I swear, Coach, it looks like a different campus every single year. It's grown a hell of a lot in 40 years.
Unbelievable. From 9,000 students when I got there to 20, from 1,000 on campus to 5,000 on campus. It's a beautiful, beautiful campus, as you know. And we have this, people come and see the campus and they can't believe it. They think Metro Detroit, so they think it's going to be a city campus, and it's not. It's rolling hills and 1,500 acres, and it's just a beautiful place. It's a great place to bring your family up and a great place to work. I got unbelievable people I work with, and just very, very fortunate to still have the job and that they even want me to be there. So I'm just happy every day that I can
They certainly want you to be there. They certainly want you. We can assure you. Greg Kampe joining us. Okay, last question. It's not over. NC State stands in the way of a Sweet 16. What do you think about NC State?
Well, they're on a run, man. God, they're on a roll. They won those 5 games in 5 days in the ACC championship. They played really well last night, and I'm trying to figure out when they're going to get tired. It'll be their 7th game in 10 days, and shouldn't they be tired? Shouldn't their legs be bad? Shouldn't they be wobbly where they can't make shots? And, that's what I'm hoping that's going to happen. But that's not what's going on right now. They're just playing great. So it's going to be every bit as tough as it was last night, and probably be come down to, last possessions again. And we're going to have to be that team that wins all the close games. That's our model right now. And it'll be another one.
But the team's confident, yes?
Oh, very. They're very confident. If you saw our locker room after the game last night, you didn't see a team celebrating like they just won the national championship. They celebrated like they won a big game, and they're getting ready for another one in 2 days.
You'll never make it about you, but what you've done for the state is incredible. So I thank you, Coach Greg Kampe. Thank you very much, and keep it going, okay?
Well, I appreciate those words, but like you said, it's those kids in this school that have done it. I've just been along for the ride, so appreciate you, man.